Right now, in real time, we are witnessing one of the most undeniable shifts in hip-hop history. The entire genre is being reshaped before our eyes, and at the center of it all is Kendrick Lamar. His presence alone has silenced nearly every major rapper, and his latest moves have sent the industry into a frenzy. With the massive success of GNX, Kendrick has forced the entire rap game to take a step back. Most artists are staying out of his way, too afraid to even be perceived as competing with him. It's not just because Kendrick is the most respected lyricist of this generation. It's because he has positioned himself as the boogeyman of hip-hop, the one artist you don't want to challenge unless you're prepared for the consequences. As we approach the Super Bowl, Kendrick's momentum is only growing. His monthly listeners have hit an all-time high, and his cultural influence is stronger than ever. The industry has finally accepted a harsh reality. When Kendrick Lamar makes a move, everyone else must step aside. But there's always one artist who refuses to accept that truth. One rapper who makes the mistake of thinking they can challenge the movement and reclaim their fading relevance. And this time, that rapper was Lil Baby. Lil Baby's attempt to go against Kendrick Lamar wasn't just bold, it was a complete miscalculation. Instead of adapting to the evolution of hip-hop, he tried to push back against it, releasing Wham as if it could stand against the undeniable wave Kendrick has created. But what happened next was a brutal reality check. Not only did Wham fail to challenge GNX, but it also exposed just how much hip-hop has changed and how some artists are struggling to keep up. To understand why Lil Baby's move backfired, we have to look at what Kendrick Lamar has accomplished over the past year. His latest releases, especially GNX, didn't just perform well. They changed the way hip-hop operates. Rappers who used to thrive on half-hearted repetitive projects are realizing that won't cut it anymore. Kendrick, along with artists like Tyler the Creator, has set a new standard that makes much of mainstream rap feel outdated. Unlike so many major releases today, GNX wasn't about chasing trends, featuring the biggest names, or using a formulaic approach to rack up streams. It was raw, intentional, and filled with artistic vision. And that's precisely why mainstream rappers, especially those who rely on the old industry formula, are terrified. The landscape has shifted, and those who can't evolve are being left behind. More than just commercial success, Kendrick's movement has reshaped how fans engage with hip-hop. Listeners now expect something deeper, something real. They're tired of cookie-cutter production, uninspired hooks, and recycled lyrics. Kendrick's success has proven that authenticity and artistry can still dominate the charts. And for rappers who built their careers on predictability, that's a terrifying realization. This is where Lil Baby miscalculated. Wham was positioned as a major album, something meant to solidify his status in the industry. But there was a fundamental problem. Hip-hop fans are moving past the sound that Lil Baby continues to rely on. The attempt to position Wham as a counter to Kendrick's dominance only reinforced how out of touch he has become with where the culture is headed. To be clear, Wham isn't a terrible album, but in the grand scheme of things, it's forgettable. It's just another Lil Baby project built on the same formula he's been using for years. The same flows, the same beats, the same predictable features. And the biggest issue? While Wham struggled to make a lasting impact, GNX continued to dominate conversations, streaming charts, and cultural discourse. That contrast alone made it clear why Wham was never a real threat to Kendrick's movement. But there was another layer to the situation: industry politics. On Wham, 21 Savage threw a subtle but pointed shot at Kendrick, making it obvious where his loyalty lies. With Drake in the camp that's been desperately trying to maintain relevance, scraped past 90,000 real sales, numbers that pale in comparison to GNX. And as expected, struggling to adapt to this change. Instead of evolving, he doubled down on the same formula that made fans lose interest in mainstream rap in the first place. The industry is ruthless. If an artist doesn't grow, they will fall off. If Lil Baby doesn't make major changes soon, he might be next. Getting stronger. While Lil Baby's attempt to challenge him has already collapsed, GNX continues to thrive, and with even bigger moments on the horizon, Kendrick is solidifying his place as the most influential rapper of this generation. Lil Baby, on the other hand, has a choice to make. He can evolve and push himself artistically, or he can continue fading into irrelevance like so many before him. The game has changed. If you're not moving forward, you're getting left behind.